Hey guys, happy Tuesday evening, random day of the week that I decided to come on and make a video. I've got little Monroe here and she is still wearing this gorgeous little jackety outfit. It's not even super warm here. I mean, it was sunny today, but it wasn't like really warm. But I just want to leave her in it because it's so pretty on her and I love the colors and I love the shoes. I think it all is just so pretty. And of course, she's matching her little sister or cousin, whatever you want to call it. I think they're sisters, but little Miss Layla, who is wearing the same outfit. I'm not sure if she's still in it or not. Um, but there she is, guys. I just wanted to pop in and say hello and just chit chat with you guys. I was just feeling in the mood, feeling inspired to make a video. So a couple of my friends have asked me this question, so I'm going to pose it to you guys. As you see in the title, a lot of people will be like, what's going on? Is Monroe going to be for sale? So that is the question, guys. Okay, so in this hobby, I've always told you guys, I never call any baby that I've ever had, minus Amy Webb, which even then, I mean, there's a time where someone might want to buy her and she may leave the nursery. I mean, there's always that possibility. And so I've been one to never say forever baby. I've never called any of my dolls forever babies, really, just because I know how fickle of a collector that I am. I realize this about myself. So I can literally be completely head over heels in love with a baby of mine, a doll, one day, and then something happens, something changes, and then I either know I need to move the baby along, or I lose interest, or I found something else that I want to bring home. That sort of thing happens. It happens all the time. And because I prefer to always collect high-end silicone dolls, you know, financially, the ability to have more than one is just not there for me right now. So for me, in order to bring home a new, I have to sell the old. And so that's usually 99% of the time, that's the reasoning behind me letting go of a baby. But one in particular, one of my friends, actually multiple people have asked me this question. It's kind of interesting. I think with the rising cost of where silicones are going, I think we've all been kind of chit-chatting about, our thoughts and feelings. I've made videos about how I feel about the price of silicones rising, things of that nature. So, of course, my friends and I talk. We ask each other questions because we're curious of how we feel and think about things like this. And so a few of my friends and I have been talking about this, and they've posed the question, if someone offered me enough money, would I sell Monroe? And the very simple answer to that is probably yes. So I'd like to think that I am so in love with this doll that I would never be tempted to want to sell her, even for a large amount of money. But I have said this about dolls in the past. In fact, it's one of the reasons why I sold the one-of-a-kind Janica that I used to have, is because someone offered me a lot of money for her. And I was like, that would be stupid to pass that up. Did I regret it? Did I miss her? Of course, because she came home a second time. But in the moment, it seemed to make sense to me. It seemed to be like the logical thing to do. Like if you really take your heart out of the equation and let's think about this. If someone offers you 10, 15, 16, $20,000 for a doll, would you sell your doll? Take the emotion out of it, and most of us, maybe not all, but most of us are going to say, hell yeah. It's one of those things where you start thinking logically, like, what could I do with that money? This is just an inanimate object. Even though I'm attached, very attached, if enough money was presented to me for this particular baby, I would, of course, take it into consideration and really think about it. I think that would be, a smart thing to do. Now, many collectors out there, you guys might completely disagree with me that you have these forever babies and you don't part with your dolls. I'm not that kind of collector. I'd be naive and I'd be lying to you guys if I said that I will never sell my dolls, because it's not the case. And that's just truly me being completely 100% honest with you guys. I'm being for real. It really is, here's what it is. I'm able to disconnect my emotions 99.9% of the time when it concerns financial transactions and money when you're surrounding, these dolls. So if it makes sense on paper and it makes sense financially, then yeah, I tend to want to think, yep, I might do it. Even though I love her. So don't get me wrong, I have not fallen out of love with this baby. I don't have any plans on her going anywhere, but that doesn't mean it would never happen. So it's just an interesting question. If someone offered you enough money, would you sell your most beloved doll? The one you're most attached to, and someone offers you this really ridiculous amount of money, would you be tempted to let that doll go for that money? That's, I feel like that's kind of something we all struggle with, especially if you find out, there are people interested in the doll you have, because I have a laundry list of people that would like to adopt her to have a chance at having her. So it's not like I couldn't sell her if I really needed to. It's not really, that's not the question. It's kind of like, I love this doll. I enjoy having her. I don't want to let her go. But if someone offered me enough, I'd probably be pretty tempted. So just an interesting topic. I just like to, stir it up a little bit, I guess, and just get your thoughts and your opinions on what you might do in the same situation. If someone presented you with a lot of money for one of your really, really loved dolls, would you part with the doll? I'm curious to know if I'm like the crazy loon out here, only one thinking this way. Because what it boils down to is that you have a household, you have a life outside of what you see here in YouTube land, in my pretty little nursery, perfectly staged. Everything's in its place. Everything is just how I want it. But outside of this room, this beautiful space, I have a regular, full-time, very busy life that I live that costs money. And I have children, adult children, but there's still children that need help financially. So there's always other things I think that I could be putting money into, which is why I have this, thought process and mindset that I only want to have one high-end doll, really, for the most part, because it's hard for me to have too much money sitting in one doll or one hobby. It's how I am. I'm trying to be, try to be smart with my money, I guess you could say. Not saying that people that don't have several dolls aren't smart with their money. It's just how I feel about it. It's what makes me comfortable. And I like to do other things outside of the hobby. I have other things I collect too. So there's always that. That's a whole nother topic. But so life happens, and financially you can think of 1,000 other things you can use money that you have sitting in a doll for. So the thoughts definitely cross my mind, guys. But am I selling her? I'm not selling her. She's staying put. She's not going anywhere. I adore this baby. Like, me having this discussion with you, it's just me kind of thinking out loud with you guys. It's not because I have this urge to sell this baby by any means. But it's an interesting question that a couple of my friends have brought to me, wondering what I would do if I were in that position at some point. What would I do? And I've thought about it for a bit, because we talked about this a while ago, and I just like, you know what? I want to see what other people are thinking too. So feel free to comment your thoughts below. You don't have to agree with me. If you strongly disagree with me, let me know. I love hearing, I want to hear like everybody's feedback. I want to hear all of it. Anybody that wants to share their thoughts on this topic, please feel free to share, comments. I just think it's I think this goes along with the territory of just collecting anything, really. If someone offers you enough money for something you love so much, or you worked really hard to have or to acquire, would you let it go? That is the question, guys. Anyways, here's little Monroe looking super offended. She's looking a little little bit offended that I'm even bringing up this topic. She won't even look at me. I love this baby. Hi, sweet girl. Mama's not selling you. It's okay. But here she is in her beautiful little outfit still. Love her, love her, love her. I hope you guys are having a great first half of your work week. Tomorrow is the middle of the week, Wednesday. Hallelujah. And then it's kind of downhill for the weekend. So I hope you all have a great rest of your work week. And Monroe and I will see you soon, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.